Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's Stories of Hope. I'm about to share my screen. Sometimes when I share my screen, then that means that my image goes away. It's just better for the Wi-Fi. So if you don't see me, just know that I'm still here, but I'm going to share my screen and kind of get things started. If you give me a thumbs up when you see it, that'll let me know. Oh, fantastic. All right, we have really exciting things for you this evening. We have two guests, Kathy and Glenda, and Kathy's actually going to speak up for Glenda because Glenda cannot be here tonight. If she happens to jump on a little bit later, we'll see her and we'll be really excited. But right now she's driving and we want her to be safe. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here. This is Stories of Hope. I am Dorothy. I'm really excited and thankful to be here. And like I said, you're going to hear some exciting stories from several individuals. If you can see, just like Melinda was saying earlier, I really got into Juice Plus from being part of the family. I used to work for Melinda at Academics Plus, and we were at a school in several schools in Houston, Texas. And especially if you're an educator, especially during the seasons when, high flu and everyone's coughing and sneezing and everyone's getting everyone else sick, it's like cyclical. It just keeps going round and round and round. And if you are an instructor, you never want to be absent because there's nothing worse than you having to be out for a few days and then you come back and you realize the sub didn't follow the sub plans and the kids were all over the place and you actually have to apologize to the substitute because everybody was misbehaving, right? Melinda was saying like, well, are you interested in taking Juice Plus and eating Juice Plus? And I didn't know anything about it. And she was talking about it with her family and how they've been having all of this nutrition and all these nutrients inside of their bodies every day. And I just thought like, oh, okay, well, let me try it. And she was such a wonderful boss. I know she's my aunt, and so I'm completely biased, but she actually put it inside of our benefits. So when you became part of the Academics Plus team, you can enroll in benefits, and Juice Plus was part of our benefit package. So not only did you get health and medical, vision, and all of those, you actually got this nutrition as part of your benefits package. I'm thinking like every single boss should do this for their employees. It's really awesome. So about 10 years ago, I came back to having Juice Plus. So when I was working at the schools in Houston, I was taking it. I was pregnant and then I also nursing my son. But then afterwards, you figure like, oh, everything's fine. And I just stopped taking them. But about 10 years ago, I was at a really spot in my life where there was so much anxiety, like more anxiety and more stress than usual. And so I was talking to Melinda again, and she said, like, hey, what you wanting to get back on? You're wanting to start taking them and eating them again because it will also help with your stress levels. At that point, I was losing my hair. I was grinding my teeth. I really couldn't sleep very well. I was addicted to caffeine, like literally probably drinking 2 or 3 Dr. Peppers a day. And so the challenge was, okay, how do you do this? How do I go, cold turkey and try not to have so much caffeine and high volumes of sugar? I really think that after I was able to just look at what the Dr. Pepper and all of that sugar was doing to my body, when I was going through and talking about like what sugar really does to your body, I was like, oh no, like, oh my goodness, I really have to stop. And so I experienced improvement when I actually just sort of said, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go all in. And so I started taking Juice Plus again. And then I also started eating shakes. And so I would have shakes 3 times a day in order. When I was like, oh, I have this sweet tooth, what do I do? I would eat some gummies and I would have a shake to replace that craving for the Dr. Pepper and for the sugar. And come to find out, guess what, everyone? I started sleeping better. I stopped grinding my teeth. And I love teeth. I'm always a person that I look at people's teeth and I'm like, oh my goodness, their teeth are so beautiful. So it was really frustrating to me when I started having separations at the bottom because my teeth were always perfectly straight. And then I stopped losing hair. And I literally like this, I had like very thin hair at the top and that all started to come back. And it took a little while, but I was just so amazed at just how my health within 3 months, I started to just feel better. And so, yes, of course, I'm an educator, so there's stress, but never stress to the level where I was completely feeling like, yeah, I can't make it another day. So it really did make a difference in my life. And then there was because I became a partner and started to do this as a team member, I started seeing some income coming in. So like not only am I getting better, but some income is coming in, and so that was really exciting for us to be able to experience as a family. And so once I did it, I got all of my family involved. I'm like, okay, everybody's eating shakes, everybody's eating gummies, and my kids are in college at the time. And so I would actually ship them their gummies to them in college. My son liked the gummies and our daughter liked the capsules. And so it was like two big shipments going opposite directions. So for me, Juice Plus really is essential. And it's actually something that it's in my daily life because I truly believe in the power of plants that I'm eating because I've experienced it. And I would say that, from doing it all of those years ago and having it in part of just my regular system when I was pregnant and then nursing, and then that gap where I wasn't taking Juice Plus, and then the difference when I came back to start eating Juice Plus again, it was a huge difference. And so it was really exciting to see that, if you are consistently consuming Juice Plus, that it really does impact your body in a very positive way. So what are these plants that I'm talking about? They are, Juice Plus it's a global health food company, and that I'm talking about the essentials. So it's daily plant food that's in the form of shakes, capsules, gummies, and the plant omega. So we can have those, and it's important to know that we also offer, I think that Augustine was talking about it, we have a home gardening technology called our tower gardens. So the tower gardens are used so that people can help grow their own food. And all of these products are about getting more plants in our system, because when we have more plants in our system, that really does impact our bodies in a very positive way. So if you're looking at this chart, you can look at this. There's 45 whole plant foods that are in. And you see in the very center, you can see the actual packaging of the capsules. And then you also see our complete bars and then our complete shakes. We have several different items that you can look at and see like, oh, I may be interested in those. We also have some new complete shakes that don't have the soy in them. And so if you're interested, or if you're allergic to soy, even though the soy that are in the other complete shakes is very clean, I know that some people are a little bit worried about soy. And so if you're thinking like, I really want to see how this works, you can see like just looking at these products, you have over 45 whole plant foods all inside of the products. And if you're looking at those, you can see like you wouldn't naturally get those into your system every single week, right? The idea is that you want to have between 7 and 13 raw servings, and that's raw produce. And the majority of us cannot get that in. We need that every single day. And so what we see is packed by over 25 years of history. We are the gold standard in clinical research. And I think we're celebrating our 30th year. Is that right? 30th year we are celebrating. So looking at all of this, you can see like, man, that's a lot. and you think about lemon peel. Are we zesting our lemons and eating the peels every single day? Probably not, right? And then so this knowing that all of these different plants are getting inside of our bodies when we are consuming the Juice Plus products. All right, what's the difference? When you look at the beets that are in the background versus the beets that are on the spoon, what do you think? What's the difference? Maybe people unmute yourself and tell me, what do you think the difference is?
No water.
Color looks the same.
The color looks the same. I heard no water. What else? What do you think the difference is?
Lack of water.
Lack of water, that's it. Yes, so the difference between the beets that are in the background versus the beets that are the beet powder that's in the spoon is just water. So that's what makes Juice Plus the essentials functioning food. So it is food. It is not a supplement. It is not a vitamin. It is food. So the fruits and vegetables that are inside of the capsules and inside of the chewables are fruits and vegetables, but the water is removed. So a functional food with a purpose. So whenever you are describing what the products are, it's really important to say functional food with a purpose. All right, when you're looking at this, you can see you have all of the labels. When you're looking at the labels, you can see that it says nutrition facts. Okay, so for the fruit blend, the berry blend, and the vegetable blend, we have the nutrition facts. So you can see it's just the same as if you would go to the grocery store and you're gonna grab some broccoli, and if you're looking at it, it's gonna say the nutrition facts. The only one that does have a supplement label is our omegas. Our omega blend is plant-based, and it's 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. That usually when you go to purchase omegas, they are from fish, and then you can't get all of those. You can't get all 5 together. So you may get like a 3 and a 6. You may get a 5. You may get a 7. Okay, but not having 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 all together. So knowing that the omegas are also plant-based really does help you, because remember, this is all just food, and we want you to make sure that you are putting as much plant fiber and all of those nutrients in your body as possible. Okay, next up, we have our very special guest for our Stories of Hope. Okay, whenever we are talking about Stories of Hope, it is just people's experience by taking the products. Okay, so we don't profess to be doctors, right? We are not saying that you are totally going to be healed of everything that's going on with your body. These are just testimonials, okay? So these are people's experiences, okay? The stories of hope are backed by science, because these are the experiences of people who are taking and eating and consuming Juice Plus. All right, so next up, we are going to have Kathy. Okay, Kathy is going to start by telling us a little bit about Glenda's story, and then she's going to go and talk about her story. Is that correct, Belinda? Yes, okay, fantastic. So I will put on Glenda's photo, but please know that Kathy is going to present for her. Okay.
All right, am I unmuted? Okay, good. Well, first I have to say, way to go, Rangers. I know some of y'all aren't baseball fans, and I'm not really a big sports fan, but hey, that's pretty cool. I know, and Dorothy's going, no, she wanted Houston. No, sorry. Rangers are going to take it this time. So, but I'll start with Glenda's story. And I'm sorry she couldn't be here, but she actually sent me a little text message. So I'm just going to read exactly what she told me. So she said that she has struggled with floaters in her eyes for the past 2 years. And she said, when I say hundreds, I mean hundreds of black spots were floating around. She was sitting at a light a couple weeks ago and was just admiring the beautiful blue skies. and had just that aha wow moment. She said, I'm not seeing spots. So she's been going to an eye doctor over the course of these 2 years, and they've been monitoring them. And she said that it'll be interesting to see what the eye surgeon has to say at the end of the month. She can't wait to see what he says about this. When she got home, she immediately went to a white wall and was like, I have like very few. And she said, if I have 6 or 7, that's great, because I had hundreds, literally hundreds of floaters in her eyes. And she's been taking Juice Plus, her and her husband. They actually split one, and she's a brand new partner with us. She just signed up. She's been taking it for about a year, and just signed up this past month in September, took advantage of the special that they were having. So, yeah, so interesting. We'll have to definitely have her on to give us a follow-up of what her doctor ends up saying to her when she gets back. So, awesome. And you
Okay.
just want me to go on into mine?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, of course, my name is Kathy, and I am Mark's cousin. So I have heard about Juice Plus pretty much my entire life from Mark and Melinda. Of course, some of those years I was a kid and just really didn't, I was a kid. I was just running around and was probably just a pain to them. So, but I woke up one day as an adult and realized that I needed something more. I had kids of my own. I was not eating a balanced diet. And although I wasn't sick, I didn't have any health concerns that I was really worried about, things that I thought that I needed to improve. But I also knew I wasn't getting any younger. And as you age, those things begin to creep up. And I didn't want to be like fighting them after it already came. So I reached out to Melinda, and I started eating Juice Plus in September of 2018. So just a little over 5 years ago. And the benefits of the product and just everything really interested me. So I actually started on the quad, and that's what we've been taking all these years. I figured if I was going to do it, I would just hop in and give it all a try. What could it hurt? As some of you may or may not know, I sit at a computer for 10 and a half hours a day at my job. I have a very sedentary job. I work for an airlines and their customer service. So I am tethered to a cord where I can't walk around even if I wanted to. So after adding Juice Plus into my daily intake, I noticed I wasn't yawning all day. That would be something that I would just do. I'd be sitting at the computer and just yawn, and I thought, well, didn't really think that much about it. But just a subtle observation. Well, I happened to tell Melinda, I don't seem to be yawning anymore at work. Oh my, let me tell you, she was way more excited than I ever was. She was like jumping out of her seat, telling me, that means your brain's getting more oxygen. Excessive yawning is a sign that your brain needs oxygen. So all the time that I was yawning, I guess my brain was not getting enough oxygen. So now I don't yawn and I talk even more. So, but the real shocker came when I went to my eye doctor. So I went in there, truly thought I needed a new prescription. I was taking my glasses on and off throughout the day to read the screen. And frankly, I was just tired of it. That's really the only reason I even scheduled an appointment with the eye doctor to begin with. I was just sick of constantly having to take them off, put them on, squint my eyes. I was just, this is ridiculous. I need a higher prescription. And I know vision changes come with age. So, I was like, fine, whatever. Our lifestyle habits also contribute to bad eyesight. So spending long hours in front of the computer screen, which I was doing, reading in low light, just having that computer screen reflecting back at me, watching television. And then when I got off, I thought I had to text my friends. So then I had that screen popping in my face all the time. And all those things just, do aggravate your eyes and strain and give you eye fatigue. Now I have to mention, I do love glasses. I love the bling. They've got them now with rhinestones and stuff on them. I have multiple pairs. I'm not going to get rid of them. Even if they told me you don't need them, I'm still going to have glass and just wear them because I think they're fun. But wow, what a pleasant surprise when he said, your prescription is too strong. I'm like, what? he said, your prescription's too strong. I need to lower this. And that's happened twice now where he's gone in and lowered my prescription. He was like, what are you doing? And, I told him that we were eating the Juice Plus, and he said, that's awesome. He didn't have anything bad to say. Of course, he couldn't say for sure that's what's making this happen. Just as a side note, my husband's eyes have not changed in like 3 years. He has not had a new pair of glasses. He doesn't find the bling and the cute frames an issue, but he doesn't go get new ones at all anymore. He just goes and the doctor says, you're doing great. Come see me in a year. But so when you Google just how to improve your eyesight, it tells you the natural ways is to quit smoking and eat a healthy, balanced diet of dark leafy greens and fish and high omegas and exercise regularly. Those are the natural ways. Well, I don't smoke, so that wasn't an issue. That was the easiest one to quit doing. So who would have thought that one simple change would make such a big impact?
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, how awesome. So Kathy has just shared her story and Glenda's story. And, if you're sitting here in the audience and you're thinking like, oh, I'm not sure what my decision to be. Well, now it's up to you. What will your story of hope be? Will you be one who is presenting maybe next month or the month after because you really want to give your testimony to how Juice Plus has impacted your life and your family's life? We are up for it. You just reach out to Melinda and she will schedule you and put you on. Thank you so much, Kathy, for doing that.
Sure.
So this is just a slide so you can see all of the products. It's just laid out there. I will let you know, Augustine, I did not I actually took off all of my Tower Garden things because I really wanted to open up tonight so that we could have some questions and people could chime in. So when you're looking at all of these products, there's a lot of different options. But again, I do not have the Tower Garden, but that's just so that you can see. So when you're thinking about which products do you think would be good for you and your family, or maybe even you're thinking about some people that like, oh, yeah, they definitely could benefit from this. Everything that you've heard today, it costs less than a cup of fancy coffee. If you are a Starbucks person and you're going to Starbucks every day, like, you could actually supplement and change out your Starbucks for your Juice Plus, and then you're actually having a healthier diet. So what do you think? What questions do you have about anything that you've heard? And then we're going to take a few moments, and everyone, when we have those questions, you can either throw them in the chat box or you can unmute yourself. And then we have a team of people here that we will all put our brains together, put our heads together, and try to answer your questions. What questions do you have?
Now, is that directed at me or just
Sure.
generally?
Anyone.
Well, I didn't totally tell you everything. I've been in Juice Plus before. I've been excited about it. I was telling, well, my brother had cancer, and he was doing the shakes. But before he started doing the shakes, he was almost like bedridden, kind of like didn't want to get up, didn't want to go. So I got him started on the shakes, and the place that where he was, everybody noticed that all of a sudden he began to get, move about. Now, he had cancer, and it had gotten kind of progressively to the point where he had to lay down. But when I gave him the shakes and just told him when to start drinking it and stuff, he began to, just be revived. The problem was that he was really far gone with this cancer. But to just see him, come from just wanting to lay down all the time to moving around, it was a blessing. Now I used to I have two little girls. They're still little girls now. One had allergies whenever the season changed, and I gave her those free gummies, and they really had, well, it's two little girls, but one had allergies, and they really enjoyed them. Her sinuses begin to clear up, along with her, eating her regular food. But now, since I left a year ago, but since my absence, I noticed it's coming back on her. So she's, the runny nose and stuff, and so I'm kind of anxious to get her back on, the gummies. But I too was, and my husband were taking just the whole supplement, all of just about everything, just popping them, and enjoying life. But so I'm not totally new, but I'm interested in anything, even if you repeat it to me, it helps me, so something new has helped me, because I'm looking at that chart, I'm going like, there's something else on there. So I look forward to maybe getting all of the, all the supportive charts, because I am a health nut for other people. I take care of myself, and I'd like to see a lot of people around me take care of themselves. And I love to talk to them, and they go like, okay, Augustine, I got it. But thank you for that moment. I could go on about Juice Plus, but it's been a big stay in my family. So I look forward to really cranking up the new stuff and seeing what it does. So thank you for your presentation. Thank you all for your input, those who did. I'm excited, and I almost talked, let's see, what's her name? I can't think of her name, but almost got it. But anyway, when she called me today, I almost talked her head off, and then the phone hung up. I said, oh Lord. But anyway, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Augustine, for sharing. All right, we have time for one more question. We want to be mindful of everyone's time. I know there's got to be a question. Brave soul out there. Okay, I'll move on. All right, thank you, everyone. This is Stories of Hope. Thank you so much for being here tonight. There's one of three things you need to think about. One, maybe this isn't for you right now, and you're thinking like, oh, that's okay. But there's someone that you know that this would be really good for. Just connect with someone who's here on the call, and we'll help you get started and help you to spread the message. Second, maybe you are like the product is something that you and your family need right now. Again, reach out to someone. We'll kind of go ahead and get you started so that you can begin your journey toward better health. And then three, maybe it's a combination of both. It's something that you're interested in for yourself or your family, but also other people and you'd really like to share. Like I stated earlier, this is the 30th anniversary, and there's actually a special. If you join us, you get $30 off. And so that's $22 to start a franchise. And then you get all of these goodies once you order your products for yourself. And so it's a really exciting time to be in the Juice Plus business and to begin this journey. I'm so thankful for you, Kathy, for contributing and telling your story and Glenda's story. And Augustine, you jumped right in. I think in a few months, we're going to have to put you on and you're going to be one leading the Stories of Hope. All right. Please let us know if you have any questions. Don't forget, thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you. We know that we all have very busy lives, so giving us 30 minutes of your time on a Monday evening is very valuable, and we appreciate you. And we are so blessed to have you. Hopefully everyone stays in good health, and please reach out to us. We will be able to help you with anything that you need. God bless.